Ju ki jai. Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pari Brajakacharya Astater Sati Sri Shiman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pari Brajakacharya Astater Sati Sri Shiman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dharadev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Morning Class. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakana Raghunatam Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Haribo. Jai. Continuing to read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Can you hear, Prabhu? I think this is not working.
Damodar, can you hear?
No, this is not.
No?
Speaker's not on.
It's not on?
So reading chapter 4, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. We are now reading verse number 245 of that chapter. This is Adi Lila. So 244. The vibration of my transcendental flute attracts the three worlds, but my ears are enchanted by the sweet words of Srimati Radharani. So here, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj ki jai, Srila Om Vishnupad, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Everything is attracted to me, but I'm attracted by her sweetness, by her quality. Dhyadhyapi amara gande jagata sugandha moda chitta prana hare radha anga gandha. Although my body lends fragrance to the entire creation, the scent of Radharani's limbs captivates my mind and heart. Jajapi amara rase jagata sarasa radhara adara rasama karivasa. Although the entire creation is full of different tastes, because of me, I am charmed by the nectarine taste of the lips of Srimati Radharani. Jajapi amara sparsha kotindu shitala radhikara sparshe amakare sushitala. And although my touch is cooler than 10 million moons, I am refreshed by the touch of Srimati Radharani, Srimati Radhika. E mata jagatera shukeyami hetu radhikara rupa guna amara jivatu. Thus, although I am the source of happiness for the entire world, the beauty and attributes of Sri Radhika are my life and soul. E mata anubhava amara pratita vichari dekhiye jari shaba viparita. In this way, my affectionate feelings for Srimati Radharani may be understood, but on analysis, I find them contradictory. Radharadash, excuse me. Radharadashane mora judaya dayana, amara darshane radha suke agayana. My eyes are fully satisfied when I look upon Srimati Radharani, but by looking upon me, she becomes even more advanced in satisfaction. Paraspara benu gite haraye chaitanya. Prabhu, do you think you could get me some water? Sorry. Paraspara benu gite haraye chaitanya. Mora brahme tamalere kare alingana. The flute-like murmur of the bamboos, rubbing against one another, steals Radharani's consciousness, for she thinks it to be the sound of my flute, and she embraces the tumultuary, mistaking it for me. Krishna alingana painu janama sapale. Krishna sukhe magna rahe vriksha karikole. I have gotten the embrace of Shri Krishna, she thinks. Thank you. So now my life is fulfilled. I have got the embrace of Shri Krishna, she thinks. So now my life is fulfilled. Thus she remains immersed in pleasing Krishna, taking the tree in her arms. Anukula vate jari paya moraganda. Udiya padite chahe preme haya anda. When a favorable breeze carries to her the fragrance of my body, she's blinded by love and tries to fly into that breeze. Tambula charvita jabekare asfadane. Ananda samudre duve kichui na jane. When she tastes the betel chewed by me, she merges in an ocean of joy and forgets everything else. Amara sangame rata paya jayananda, shatamuke bali tabuna pai tara anta. Even with hundreds of mouths, I could not express the transcendental pleasure she derives from my association. Lila ante suke inhara angera maduri, tahadeki suke amiapana pasari. Seeing the luster of her complexion, after our pastimes together, I forget my own identity in happiness. Tohara je samarasa bharata muni mane, amara brajera rasa seha nahi jane. The sage Bharata says that the mellows of lover and beloved are equal, but he does not know the mellows of my Vrindavan. Purport: according to expert sexologists like Bharata Muni, the male and the female enjoy equally in material sexual pleasure, but in spiritual world the relationships are different, although this is unknown to mundane experts. Anyera sangame amijata sukapai, tahaite radha sukha shata adhikai. The happiness I feel when meeting Radharani is 100 times greater than the happiness I get from meeting others. Nirdutamrita madhuri parimala kalyani bimbadaro vaktram pankaja saurabam kuharita slagabhidaste gira angam chandana shitalam tanuriyam saundarya sarvasvabhak tvam asadya mame dam indriya kulam radhe muhur modate. My dear auspicious Radharani, your body is the source of all beauty. Your red lips are softer than the sense of immortal sweetness. Your face bears the aroma of a lotus flower. Your sweet words defeat the vibrations of the cuckoo, and your limbs are cooler than the pulp of sandalwood. All my transcendental senses are overwhelmed in ecstatic pleasure by tasting you, who are completely decorated by beautiful qualities. This verse spoken by Lord Krishna to Radha is recorded in the Lalita Madhava of Srila Rupa Goswami. Rupe Kangsa Harasya Lubdana Yanam Sparsheti Shrisya Tvacham Vanyam Utkalita Shutim Parimale Sanvishtana Shaputam Arajya Rasanam Kaladarapute Nyancha Mukamboruham Dambo Girna Mahadritam Bahirapi Prodyad Vikara Kulam. Her eyes are enchanted by the beauty of Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa. Her body thrills in pleasure at his touch. Her ears are always attracted to his sweet voice. Her nostrils are enchanted by his fragrance, and her tongue hankers for the nectar of his soft lips. She hangs down her lotus-like face, exercising self-control only by pretense, but she cannot help showing the external signs of her spontaneous love for Lord Krishna. Thus Srila Rupa Goswami describes the countenance of Radharani. And those persons like Rupa Goswami who would have nothing to do with any mundane thing, they can describe such inconceivably pure and innocent, noble pastimes with the Lord. Tate jani mote ache kone akarasa amara mohini radhe tare karevasa. Considering this, I can understand that some unknown mellow in me controls the entire existence of my captivator. Jai Shishi Guru Gaur Chandra Jai Giraju Ki Jai. Considering this, I can understand that some unknown mellow in me controls the entire existence of my captivator, Srimati Radharani. Amahaite Radhapaya Jejati Ashuka Ta Asvadite Amisha Dayunmukha. I'm always eager to taste the joy that Radharani derives from me. Nana Jatna Kariyami Nari Asvadite Se Sukha Madhurya Grane Lobabade Chite. In spite of various efforts, I have not been able to taste it, but my desire to relish that pleasure increases as I smell its sweetness. Rasva asvadite amikaila avatar, prema rasa asvadila vivida prakar. Formerly I appeared in the world to taste mellows, and I tasted the mellows of pure love in various ways. Raga marge bhakta bhakti kare jay prakare, taha shikaila lila acharana dvare. I taught devotional service that springs from the devotee's spontaneous love by demonstrating it in my pastimes. So the Lord is saying, I came, I showed what Vrindavan is, and those great devotees that are there. Etina Tishnamora Nahila Purana Vijatiya Bhabe Nahe Taha Asvadana. But these three desires of mine were not satisfied, for one cannot enjoy them in a contrary position. Because I'm not in that position. I'm in the position of the Purush, of the enjoyer. So that's not possible for me to understand the feelings of that kind of wonderful predominated position. Radhikara bhavakanti angikara bine seitina shuka kabunahe asvadane. Unless I accept the luster of the ecstatic love of Sri Radhika, these three desires cannot be fulfilled. Radha Bhava Angikari Dari Taravarna Tina Shuka Asvadite Hava Avatirna. Therefore, assuming Radharani's sentiments and bodily complexion, I shall descend to fulfill these three desires. Sarvabhave Kaila Krishna Eta Nishchai Henakali Aila Jugavatara Samai. In this way, Lord Krishna came to a decision. Simultaneously, the time came for the incarnation of the age. Sekale Shri Advaita Karena Aradhana Tahara Hunkare Kaila Krishna Akarshana. At that time, Sri Advaita was earnestly worshipping him. Advaita attracted him with his loud calls. Pitamata Guru Gana Age Avatari Radhikara Bhava Varna Angikara Kari Navadvipe Sachi Garba Shuddha Dugga Sindhu Tahate Prakara Haila Krishna Purna Indu. First, Lord Krishna made his parents and elders appear. Then Krishna himself, with the sentiments and complexion of Radhika, appeared in Navadvip like the full moon from the womb of Mother Shachi, which is like an ocean of pure milk. Eta Karinu Shastra Shlokera Vyakhyana Shri Rupa Gosanyira Pada Padma Karidhyana. Meditating on the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami, I have thus explained the 6th verse. Eidu Shlokera Ami Jai Karila Arta Shri Rupa Gosanyira Shloka Pad Brahmanas Samarta. I can support the explanations of these 2 verses, 5 and 6, of the 1st chapter with a verse by Srila Rupa Goswami. Aparam Kashyapi Pranai Jana Vrindasya Kutuki Rasastomang Hritva Maduram Upabhoktam Kamapiya Uchang Svam Avavare Dutim Iha Tadiyam Prakatayan Sadevas Chaitanya Kritir Atitaram Na Kripayatu. Lord Krishna desired to taste the limitless nectarian mellows of the love possessed by one of his multitude of loving damsels, Sri Radha. And so he has assumed the form of Lord Chaitanya. He has tasted that love while hiding his own dark complexion with her effulgent yellow color. May that Lord Chaitanya confer upon us his grace. This is the 3rd verse of the 2nd Chaitanyastaka of Sri Rupa Goswami's Stavamala. Mangalacharam Krishna Chaitanya Tattvalakshanam Prayojanam Chavatare Shloka Satkar Nirupitam. Thus the auspicious invocation, the essential nature of the truth of Lord Chaitanya, and the need for his appearance have been set forth in the 6 verses. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Jara As Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Das. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela 4th chapter, describing the confidential reasons for the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. So tomorrow I'd like to read those first 6 verses again. They're so important. So we'll just read those tomorrow. Put a big marker here so I remember. Jaya, that is the end of chapter 4 tomorrow. After reading again those 6 verses, we'll start on chapter 5, which is the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj ki Jai, Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Prabhu, do you have any questions?
No.
All right.
Not really.
Jai Shri Shri Upadesamrita ki Jai. This now we are reading the discourse at Sri Radha Kunda. Jai Srila Rupa Goswami ki Jai Jai. Srila Bhagavan Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Prabhupada ki Jai Jai. Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. We are on page number 336 at the very top. Discourse at Sri Radha Kunda. This is Sri Rupa's second instruction. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasanga shalo yangcha sadbir bhaktir vinashiti. So we've heard now the Srila Prabhupada's explanation of the first verse of the Upadesamrita, and now he is coming to the second verse. Excessive eating, amassing wealth in large quantities, amassing strength, and amassing pratishtha, prestige, are all atyahara. Accepting as much of these things as necessary to live, javan nivaha pratigraha, this is given in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, is the conduct of a Vaishnava. After giving up talks of Krishna bhajan, all talk that remains is prajalpa. So when one is not speaking Krishna bhajan, is not speaking Krishna katha, that means he's speaking prajalpa. And this can be many, many things, but they should all be in relation to Krishna. We can speak about many things, how to change a tire in a car, for our seva, and so many things can be discussed, many things. But in relation to the Lord, and specifically about Krishna directly, Siddhanta directly, our practicing life, and so many things. But anything other than those things which are in relation to the Lord, that is prajalpa. Talk of worldly sin and piety is all prajalpa. Niyamagraha means both excessive attachment and detachment from rules. I will be attached to rules and give up Krishna bhajan, and I will give up the rules of Krishna bhajan. These are both aversion to Hari bhajan. Regarding Srila Das Goswami Prabhu, the greatest of all servitors of Radha, Sri Radha Kund, and the best of the followers of Sri Rupa, Srila Kaviraj Goswami has written, Raghunatera niyama jaina pasanera reka. Raghunath's adherence to rules is like a line carved in stone. Janasanga means associating with those who are averse to Krishna bhajan. Associating with many wealthy persons, egotists and jnanis who are averse to Krishna, consider them disciples, and associating with non-devotees of Krishna is janasanga. Janasanga means associating with those who are averse to Krishna bhajan. Associating with many wealthy persons, egotists and jnanis who are averse to Krishna, considering them disciples, and associating with non-devotees of Krishna is janasanga. So it appears that Srila Saraswati Thakur is referring to making disciples out of persons who are not devotees actually. Associating with wealthy persons. So this is also a very common thing among those who want to be gurus, is to associate with all kinds of persons who are really not very interested in pure devotional service, but they make these persons their disciples. Associating with many wealthy persons, egotists and jnanis who are averse to Krishna, considering them disciples, and associating with non-devotees of Krishna are both janasanga. associating with those who are devoted to Krishna is not Janasanga. And if we see, of course, we all know this, but if we see some sincerity in a person, then we want to bring them into Krishna devotional association and connect them with our gurus. Srila Rupa, third instruction, what is it? Utsaha nishchaya dharya tat karma pravartana sangatyagat sato vrite sadbir bhakti prasijyati. Progressive enthusiasm for Krishna's service. Progressive enthusiasm for Krishna's service. Conviction that all goodness can be attained only in Krishna's service. Perseverance in Krishna's service. Performing activities that please Krishna. Giving up the association of non-devotees of Krishna. Those who illicitly associate with women and those who associate with such persons. And following the proper conduct of the sadhus and mahajans, bhakti develops through these 6 kinds of actions that are favorable to bhakti. So association is very important. And prajalpa is to be avoided, especially in the temple. Too much talking, unnecessary talk. We can, of course, talk about many things, again, as we said, but, not to sound like a flock of geese. Too much. Not necessary talk. Sri Rupa Prabhu's 4th instruction is about association. What is association and how are we to associate with others? Tatati patigrahnati guhyam makyati prachati punkte bojayate chaiva sadvidam priti lakshanam. With affection we should give servants of Krishna whatever articles they require. We should accept things given by devotees. We should speak from our heart with genuine servants of Krishna, and we should listen to what they speak with their hearts. With affection, we should feed the Vaishnavas, and we ourselves should eat the prasadam given by the Vaishnavas. These 6 things are the characteristics of affection, and in these 6 ways, our association with both sadhus and non-sadhus takes place. Those who selfishly behave in these 6 ways with materialists, sinners, atheists, religious hypocrites, and fraudulent devotees, mundane imitationists, prakriti sahajiyas, do not serve Krishna. They engage in bad association, asat sangha. So-called gurus who increase the material property of their materialistic disciples and indulge the sins of their sinful disciples associate with these materialists and sinners. So it's not that because I'm called a guru that associating with my disciples who are sinful and materialistic is not asat sangha. It's definitely so. Such so-called gurus and so-called disciples engage in bad association with one another. They do not serve Krishna. Sri Rupa Prabhu's 5th instruction is about service to the Vaishnavas. How much should I associate with a Vaishnava? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in one of his songs has said, Jai Jaina Vaishnava Chiniya Laiya Araba Kariba Jabe Vaishnava Kripa Jahe Sarva Siddhi Avasya Paiva Tabe. When will I recognize and honor the Vaishnavas as is appropriate? When I will recognize and honor the Vaishnavas as is appropriate, then I will certainly attain the mercy of the Vaishnavas, within which is all attainment. When I will recognize and honor the Vaishnavas as is appropriate, There are different stages of Vaishnava. Then I will certainly attain the mercy of the Vaishnavas, within which is all attainment. Sri Prabhu has said, Krishneti yasya kiritang manasadriyeta dikchasti chet pranati bhischa bhajantamisham shishushaya bhajana vigyamananyamanya nindari shunya hridamipshita shangalabdya. We should honor within the mind those who, under the shelter of a genuine Guru's feet, chant the name of Krishna. If they become initiated and sincerely engage in Hari Bhajan based on service to Sri Guru, then we should know them to be intermediate Vaishnavas and honor them with obeisance. We should know the association of great devotees who have taken shelter exclusively, who are indifferent to criticism and praise, and who engage in genuine Krishna bhajan during the 8 periods of the day, to be most desirable, and we should serve them in all respects. Service to the great devotees with body, mind, and words is the root of Krishna bhajan. Service to the devotees, the great devotees, with body, mind, and words is the root of Krishna bhajan. And of course, in the service to those great devotees, we are trying to serve everyone. But in that mood that I am serving you to bring you into positive connection with the great souls, with the great Vaishnava acharyas. But we are also serving those who come here. We're trying to give them prasadam, share the instructions we've been given, and so many types of services we're doing. But those great Vaishnavas, they are served by us directly. We should honor the Vaishnavas with our heart, and we should give external social respect to non-Vaishnavas. If we do not honor the Vaishnavas with our heart, then our fall down is inevitable. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu quotes a verse from the Puranas in his Sandarbhas. Hanti nindan divide veshti Vaishnavan nabinandati kudyate jati no harsham darshane patani shat. Killing a Vaishnava, showing anger toward a Vaishnava, being inimical toward the Vaishnava, criticizing a Vaishnava, not offering obeisance upon seeing a Vaishnava, and what's more, not feeling joyful at heart upon seeing a Vaishnava, these 6 are causes of fall down. Meaning, if we are not feeling joyful upon seeing the great Vaishnavas, then we should be very introspective about that. What is wrong with me? What is missing in my heart? Killing a Vaishnava, showing anger toward a Vaishnava, being inimical toward a Vaishnava, criticizing a Vaishnava, not offering obeisances upon seeing a Vaishnava, and what's more, not feeling joyful at heart upon seeing a Vaishnava. These 6 are causes of fall down. That's from the Skanda Purana. I've said this before, but honestly, there are so many wonderful... Skanda is the son of Shiva. He's in charge of the military of the demigods. He's the great general of the army of the demigods. And yet this Skanda Purana is really profound. And of course I don't have that or anything like that, but if you go to Vedabase and go to all the quotes in the scriptures and the quotes given there in the Bhagavatam and all of the books by Srila Prabhupada, you will find some very profound verses there, very beautiful. So you just have to put it in the search, Skanda Purana, and so many things come up. Any questions? In his Bhakti Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu has established the definition of initiation, Diksha, by quoting from evidences in the Agamas. Divyam Jnanam Yato Dadyat Kuryat Papasya Sankshayam Tasmad Diksheti Sa Prokta Deshikais Tatvako Vidai. The Guru who can, through the gift of the mantra, establish spiritual perception in place of material knowledge and remove all mundane sins in the form of forbidden activities within a disciple, is a giver of initiation, and those who take shelter of him are initiated. Now this is the definition of a guru. The guru who can, through the gift of the mantra, establish spiritual perception in place of material knowledge and remove all mundane sins in the form of forbidden activities within the disciple, is a giver of initiation, Diksha, and those who take shelter of him are initiated. A Vaishnava who is fortunate to attain initiation into the mantra has no mundane ego. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu, quoting from a statement from the Puranas, has said, Ahankritir ma karasya nakarastani shedaka tasmatu namasak kshetri svatantriyang pratisidyate bhagava paratantro sao tadayatatma jivanha tasmat svasamartya vidtim tyajet sarvam asheshataha. Bhagavan's name is Bhagavan himself. The union of Bhagavan and the word Nama through the faculty of bhakti, expressive of subservience, anugatya, is the Bhagavan mantra. Ma means mundane ego, and na is there to negate that. The word nama has been used for the purpose of abandoning mundane ego in subservience to Bhagavan. The master of the field in the form of the body is known as the jiva. So the field in the form of the body, the master of that is known as the jiva. By the use of the word nama, the jiva's independence in the form of absorption in matter has been checked. So, the jiva, we jivas in the mundane world feel that we are independent. We are the ahankar. We are the masters. We are the doers. We are the arrangers. We make things happen. But of course, by any degree of introspection is in the line of the followers of Mahaprabhu, that's clearly not the case. Or, I mean, honestly. But, so this idea of his independence from the Lord is negated by the word nama. No. Ma means mundane ego. Namastu, namastu. There are 3 designations for devotees: the beginner, kanishta, intermediate, madhyam, and advanced, uttam. In bhajan also there are 3 principles: love for the Lord, friendship with those who surrender to him, and mercy for the unknowing. Ignoring the inimical is also indirectly mercy and avoidance of bad association. So we who are in the temples and who are trying to, do outreach, we are not it is offensive to associate with persons who are coming to the temple in order to, in a mundane way. They are coming to the temple 100% for their spiritual growth, and that is the only thing that the temple exists for. So we're not rubbing shoulders in some mundane way with those who are coming to the temple. That is abuse, actually. They may think that it isn't. They may want to associate with devotees in many mundane ways. But that is not, that is misuse by us, abuse. And it's not that, of course, devotees will go for walks together, maybe in the mountains or something, and many friends who are coming to the temple may come, but that is not mundane. That is association. But outside of the temple building, there can be many kinds of association also. But just like we are not collecting from people who come to the temple for money for ourselves, or any other kind of mundane transaction. So we're not also associating in some kind of mundane way. And thinking everybody's on an equal platform, that is also an offense. That is mundane consciousness that puts everything on the same platform. No discernment, because no clear thinking about the goal and what is required. So that is the verse. Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti che pranadibhischa bhajantamisham. Those verses are indicating different kinds of relationships with different kinds of persons. So especially those who are living in the temple, they are not going out they may be invited to all kinds of mundane things by people who are coming to the temple and who don't know any better. But they're not accepting those invitations when they're, unless it is a program. It is to associate and try to encourage everyone in their spiritual life. Otherwise that person, that devotee will fall down. All right. So there are 3 designations for the devotees: the beginner, Kanishta, the intermediate, Madhyam, and the advanced, Uttam. In Bhajan also there are 3 principles: love for the Lord, friendship with those who surrender to Him, and mercy for the unknowing. Ignoring the inimical is also indirect mercy and avoidance of bad association. Ignoring the inimical is also indirect mercy and avoidance of bad association. Offer obeisances to the inimical from a distance. Inimical. Offer obeisance to materialistic followers of the Srimati scriptures from a distance. Offer obeisance to the various schools of demigod worshippers from a distance, and speak about Hari only with those who want to listen. Worship of Hari is the fundamental principle. Okay, so we can continue with this next time. So, in one sense, because we I'm trying to those who are devotees, those who will be devotees, those who have been past, present, and future of the devotees. So in that sense, we can offer obeisances, but to those who are inimical, that may be something to be understood in the sense of that Kamsa, Jarasandha, Shishupal, and all those, they offered their indirect service to the Lord as enemies, and they contributed to the pastimes of the Lord in that sense. We can appreciate something about that. All right. Jai Shishi Upadesamrita ki Jai, Srila Rupa Goswami ki Jai. Jai Srila Gurudev, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. All right. Thank you. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yaravaya Nama Yaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopala Govinda Ram Srimati Giridhari Gopinath Padanama Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Radha Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktavinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Hey Jai Gosai Gauri Charana Banda Jai Devi Gnana Shavistapura Hey Jai Gosai Jamai Tarada Tansvara Pararenu Mor Panchagras Tandira Charana Sevi Bhakta Saniva Janme Janme More Abhila Hey Jai Gosai Jabe Bharte Koilaba Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Baj Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Parima Jayama Shri Guru Vaishnava Parapadma Koriya Hari Ram Sankirtana Kohe Narottamada Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Jai Saparika Shri Guru Gaurachandra Ju Ki Jai Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhanju Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pari Brajakacharya Astaterasita Shri Shiman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai. Kol Kartal Ki Jai. Hari Nam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nittai Gaur Premanandi Hari Bol Jai Tan Hari Bol Jai Gurudev.
And appreciating the presence of Krishna Prabhu, Shanta Didi, and Rama Kelly Prabhu.
Who is the first one? Bhima Krishna Prabhu?
Bhima Krishna.
Jai.